and he, oh, and while this is happening, Juro is like hiding in a corner behind some bookshelves. Sun basically set the whole thing up and knew that he knew the feelings that the two girls had. He knew that Juro was trying to help them, and he also knew that what is it? Oh, what else? And he knew that he was Juro was talking to Pansy, right? So he set this whole thing up to set him as the bad guy, so that he can get with Pansy. And obviously this is messed up because you're like, what? Well, when I first saw this, I was like, what the hell? I thought they were homies, you know? I thought they got along well. And yeah, basically the reason why he did that is because before, when everyone was in middle school, Sun liked this one girl, right? But then that girl rejected him and saying, well, he didn't really confess to her or anything, but she told him that she actually liked Juro, right? And then obviously this breaks this guy's heart, right? He starts saying to Pansy, they're like, you know what? It doesn't matter. Screw this. No one's here. I can do it. If I really wanted to, I can have my way with you. And then Pansy's like, yeah, you can. But my douchebag of a prince will come here to save me. So Juro listens to all this, and then he gets pissed off, right? And then when he just grabs Sun by the collar and saying that he should just stay away from Pansy. And then if he doesn't, I guess he's gonna beat him up or something around the line over there. I might be mixing it up. But yeah, so that happens. Sun gets away, and then Pansy is like, "Oh, I'm sorry this thing happened. I didn't really mean anything to go wrong." And then I guess Juno's like ends up forgiving her, and so. But while that happened, the two girls were listening. I was like, "Oh my god, how are you gonna say sorry to the guy, and then have like also two other girls or two other people, you know, that also hated his guts now, eavesdrop, right?" So it's like, okay, what happens next? Basically, what happens next is that Pansy's tells Pansy's trying to encourage you try to get along with everyone again, and then she's like, okay, fine.
We all gotta go sometime. We just went now.
So that happens, and then the first one that comes up is Himawari, you know, because they're childhood friends, and I get that, right? You know, they've been knowing each other for a long time, and it'll suck to not be friends again. So, you know, they make up, and yeah. And then Himawari's like, yeah, the next one up is Sun, right? And then, yeah, they start to apologize and say, and then Juro is like, what is it? Oh, I challenge you to something more. And Sun at first wasn't having it, but Himawari stepped in and said, I want us to be friends again. I want the three of us to be friends again, like we used to be. And I guess this convinces Sun, and then he gives up, right? He's like, okay, well, I'll be friends. And then, you know, it all seems like, yeah, it seems all like heartwarming and stuff, and fine, right? But this dude Juro ended up forgetting. He forgot about Cosmos. And then he's like, oh crap, I forgot about Cosmos. And what it led him to say that is that he saw her and then she ran away, right? And then he followed her, and then Cosmos is all crying, saying, oh, he forgot about me. And then she starts saying that he doesn't want to be her friend, and blah blah, you know. Yeah, so he feels bad. It's like, and then he makes up with her, and then, yeah. What makes the whole weird part is that she had like this fantasy going on. So as everyone made up, guess what happens? Oh my god!
You know what happens now, don't you?
When I first saw this, it's like, oh my god, like what? But basically, the two girls that ended up liking Sun somehow they ended up falling in love with freaking Jiro.
Somebody want to finish this fourth stop?
So to me, this was a mind trick. I'm like, how? What? You treated this guy like absolute. I'm just gonna go ahead and say dog shit. You know, absolutely. You, both of you treated this guy as absolute dog shit, as in to means to get him, you know, to get with your way with his best friend.
You just went now.
It's like how the frick?
I'm looking for the big fat.
How the fuck does that happen? And I'm saying all this because at first I was mad too. I was like, no, man, if I was Jiro, I would never talk to them again. Like, screw that. So that happens, they end up liking him, and he's like, perfect, you know, he can make the hair out. And because that's his end goal, it's like he wants to hammer him with the beautiful girls in school. And those two are like, I guess, one of the beautiful girls in school, right? Or the top girls in school. There's this one reporter girl, right? Ina? So she's a reporter, and she's planning this whole scheme, right? She plans to like make up fake news, even though she says, "Oh, you know, I want to give the real deal." And all that stuff. She makes up this article, you know, has it ready, saying, "Oh, that the Jiro has 3 girlfriends," and this is obviously Cosmo, Shimomori, and Pansy, right?
We're way off the track.
But obviously she didn't put the names in it, and she only put the name of Jiro. But we, the audience, know, oh, okay, it's those 3. She's talking about those 3, right? So, Ina basically meets up with Jiro, and what is it? And the whole, it's when you watch this anime, or if you watch this anime, you see the cycle happening, right? Where, okay, you know, when it's something serious that the characters are talking, they always end up meeting. And guess who returns? The bench returns once again. It basically saying that she has a confession, and then blah blah, and that basically that she's interested and wants to know more about Jiro, right? And I at first thought, oh my gosh, she likes Sun again. We're gonna have this whole crap again. No, she's actually interested in Jiro, and she wants to know more about him. But here's the thing, that's a throw off to what she's actually planning. I'll get to that way later on, right? And then he's like, well, what do you want to know more about me? You know, this has Jiro very curious. She's not really interested in him. What she wants to know, quote unquote, is either the main character actually has 3 girlfriends or whatever, right?
I'm coming for you, 723.
No, not. I'll screw you up, homie. So she keeps on telling him for tailing. What the? Whoa, hold on, on this. Yeah, she basically ends up tailing him, and you know, writes all these notes down and blah blah. Yeah, she accidentally releases the papers of like that Jiro has 3 girlfriends, and then he's trying to use them and whatnot, right? And then the whole school knows about this. This puts the characters in a bind. And then the girl or Hina is like, oh, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean this to happen. I'll get rid of all the papers. Right? And then, what's it called? Now, what makes this odd is that she says she'll do it alone. I'm like, okay, maybe she really feels that bad, right? As an audience, right? Like, you know, she's like, okay, maybe she really does feel bad and she's just trying to help. Nah, it's all a part of her plan. The ones who were supposed to be at the dance are, The ones that were supposed to be on the dance were Cosmos, Himawari, Sun, and Jiro. Yeah, those are. Yeah, that sounds right. They were supposed to be on the dance, right? But then, you know, Sun couldn't really be a part of the dance because it has to be one guy and 3 girls. And so this makes the whole thing complicated, right? And so to replace Sun, it was Hina. Hina suggested, oh, you know, I can be a part of the dance. Basically, the whole characters can't see each other. The ones a part of, or that were supposed to be at the dance at first, were Sun, Jiro, Himawari, and Cosmos. But obviously, they can't see each other anymore, so that puts everyone else on a bind. And yeah, right. So, in order to make up with Jiro,
We all gotta go sometime.
for, you know, posting the false allegations and stuff by accident, quote unquote, I guess. You know, it's like, okay, since you can't see the other people, why might as well just practice with me, you know? And so he takes up on her offer, and they're having a good time, right? And this kind of threw me off when I watched it. I was like, why does she seem so happy about this? Right, and ooh, that's gonna come on in a bit. So that happens, and then everyone else finds out that, you know, it can only be, oh crap, I don't have my shield. I can only be 3 girls and 1 guy part of the dance. They can't have 2 guys and 2 girls because it doesn't make sense and blah blah based on the whole legacy and whatever of the school, right? So it's like, oh crap, okay. So what ended up happening is that Ina planned this whole thing because she really, I guess, likes Jiro, or yeah, she really likes Jiro. And so, you know, this kind of blows everyone's mind and saying that,
Just like I did last time.
and I guess they're criticizing her and saying that, oh, you know, well, I did.
This should help a little.
Like that, oh, whatever she did was wrong and it wasn't the way, right? I'm pretty sure they did mention that though. Anyway, yeah, so that happens, you know, they find, Cosmos and Jiro find out that, Hina set this whole thing up so she can be alone with Jiro and have him all to herself. Right? So, and then she basically got found out. Hina basically got found out, and it's like, okay, you know what? Might as well just shoot my shot. So she confesses to Jiro, and so she says that she really likes him. She likes him. She liked him for a very long time, and this all happened.
We have the upper hand, but
Just like with the bench, it all happened because of the freaking baseball game. So this is like the 4th time the 5th or 4th time that the bench and the baseball game has been brought up. So we're like, oh my gosh, here we go once more time. Right? So yeah. So Ina started liking Jiro because of when the whole baseball game, and it's basically because Jiro protected her from like a baseball that was, you know, coming toward her, right? So yeah, that happened. But Jiro was like, sorry, I'm not interested, and that's obviously, what is it? Yeah, he's like, sorry, I'm not interested, and, you know, kind of like starts to be an asshole again. And, you know, this makes Ina cry, and then, what is it? Yeah, she just, like, runs away, I guess. Okay, yeah. So we'll just talk about the scene that I posted, right? The little shorts that I made. You know, they're all, I guess, in a date. They're in a water park and stuff. So they all just want to have fun.
help a little.
And obviously, all of the girls, know that they like Jiro. Pansy knows that the other 2 girls like Jiro, and the other 2 girls like, the other 2 girls know that Pansy likes Jiro, right? So they have this competition saying, okay, whoever Jiro has the most fun with, the winner basically gets to tell Jiro whatever they want, right? So it's like, okay, you know, this will be interesting. And then Sun is also with them, you know, just to hang around with them. But obviously things don't turn out the way the girls wanted. You know, things start to fall apart, and whenever that happens, Sun basically saves Jiro. The first example is when
One day we're burning down the house with all of us in it.
Jiro and Himawari go down on a water slide.
Try to get out of the way.
Right. So when they go down to the water slide, I guess somehow freaking Jiro lost his trunks, his swimming trunks, right? And so he's butt naked.
Now would be a good time to try making
And
progress.
what's his name? Sun sees this and he's like, he basically saves him. You know, he jumps in the water and covers Jiro, and then. You know, because Sun is taller and I guess bigger, has a bigger frame than Jiro, Himawari can't see him, I mean. And so, yeah. A second example is Jiro with, oh my god, Cosmos, right? So they have fun, and so Cosmos' plan is to, you know, ride this one dolphin, this pink dolphin with Jiro with on the water park, right, or whatever it's called.
Hello.
Yeah, so she wants to ride it with him, but you know she gets all too excited and saying, and yeah, talking about marrying Jiro and whatever, right? So Jiro is starting to get pushed by the water, and then he's by himself, and he's like, okay, I need someone to save me. And guess who's there to save him?
This ain't how it
Our
ends.
homeboy, what's his name? Homeboy Sun. And then this one line is what got to me. If you guys haven't watched the short, I'll say it, but oh my god, he's basically Sun tells Jiro's like, okay, we'll ride off to the sunset together, and then
Don't you?
Jiro's like, oh, Sun-chan, and then
We all gotta go sometime.
I just
Just
can't,
right now.
man. Oh my god. And then, yeah, and so there's this music going on, like romantic, and then they both ride off with the dolphin to the sunset.
That's a circus. A circus of fucking
Right.
death.
So I forgot what did Sun do. So the next example is with Pansy and Jiro. I forgot what actually happened. Sun was Jiro got like,
Unless
or wasn't a
something
bind
changes, I'm looking for
again.
the big-
And then, you know, Sun saves them, and then
Killing is all I
both of them
ask
are
for.
just looking at each other, and then Jiro is all like, Sun-chan, like all romantic and stuff, which is so funny and so weird. You know, the girls ask him, okay, who did you have the most fun with? And then Jiro is like, oh, I had fun with Sun-chan. And then the girls are all shocked, and then basically Jiro and Sun just run together and saying, calling each other best friends, and are all happy and stuff. And the girls are obviously disappointed. Okay, and then we have another runner-up for the contest. Now, in my opinion,
Not the first time I've been surrounded. Won't be the last.
this new character I'm about to mention and Pansy are best girls in the anime.
Should help a
She's
little.
basically transferred from middle school to the main character's school, and we're like, oh, okay, you know. And then she just, you know,
I'm not to the core.
straight up tells everyone that
I'm looking for me.
she likes Jiro, and then let's go, she'll do anything for Jiro, and you know, whatever Jiro asks, she'll ask of her, she'll do it. And then this got me confused. I was like, yo, what the freak? All of this is happening way too fast. Right? So yeah, that happens, everyone is shocked. And then yeah, and why I say she's the best girl with Pansy is that, because again, although Pansy, you know, can be or is very obsessive, but with Jiro, but she's like very sweet too. So it's like, okay, you know, she knows the boundaries. She's not like outright a creep. But yeah, and why I say Chihiro is best girl, or yeah, competes with her, is because she's also very sweet. she's yeah, she's like very pure and very sweet, right? So it's like, and then this also shocks the main character. He's like, how can the, how, where did this sweet innocent girl come from, right? And then this obviously upsets that one Hollywood chick. I guess she's not really from Hollywood, but I'm just saying that's how she acts or gives up a vibe. But yeah, and it's like, this definitely upsets her. And then she's like, what is it? And the other girl is like, okay, what's Zero to you then? You know? And then she's like, oh, he's nothing to me. He's like, but Mayama basically asks Zero like if he's interested in her, and then Zero's like, no, I'm not. He just straight up told her, no, I'm not interested. And then she gets mad saying like, oh, why are you not interested? And Zero's like, sorry. And honestly, if that happened to me, I would have responded the same way because I'm like, what the hell is going on, right? And so that happens, so we have a new love rival in town. Oh my god, I ran out of ammo. Been a while since I got max ammo. You skip forward in time, we get introduced to the new characters, Hazuki, that's his name. But basically, he also likes Pansy, and this makes things difficult, right? Well, at least for Pansy, because Pansy does not like him. The reason why she doesn't like him is because he's too nice. And hold on the nice part. Right? But some people may be wondering, like, okay, why is being too nice a bad thing, right? The reason why it's bad, at least when it comes to Pansy's concern, is because Hazuki, like, since he's too nice, he doesn't realize that the two girls that are always with him, oh no, Kusami and Momo, are always with Hazuki, and well, obviously those two girls love him, but he doesn't like. I guess he's oblivious to it. So yeah, and obviously, what is it? This. Pansy doesn't like him because since he's too nice, he's not really paying attention to any of the two girls' actual feelings.
Anyone else see what's
Right?
going on?
So yeah, how they come to know each other or meet up is that finally is that the school is planning to shut down the library. Everyone's shocked and saying, okay, we gotta do something, and so Juro is like, okay, well, I know of a plan. So, and that plan is basically to ask Hazuki, because he's, I guess, a nice guy, right? And maybe he can, fix the library for him. Which he does, But obviously, each time the two girls are like Hazuki, Momo, and Kusami, yeah, they kind of try to force, like, what's his name, Hazuki and Pansy to get together. And obviously, Pansy does not want to be with him. She wants to be with Juro, right? Momo and Kusami meet up with, or basically like this one cafe, I think, at a restaurant, something like that. And those two are with Juro, Cosmos, and Himawari. And basically, to get the gist of it, is like those two girls are asking the three that they should help out with the other two to get together. And then Juro is like, no. Those two girls ask Juro like, okay, well, since you care so much, then what is Pansy to you? And I guess he doesn't have a response. And then And then Cosmos and Himawari is like, wait, but don't you like, what is it, Hazuki? Like, why are you doing this if both of you like him? And I guess it's because they want to see him happy. Which, in my opinion, I understand. You want to see your loved one. I better not freaking die, because I swear. Yeah, I guess you want to see your like loved one or someone you truly care about happy, but like I don't know, it shouldn't also cause pain to you, you know. That happens, and you know, there's a huge shocker, which is I don't like. One day when everyone's together, basically Pansy's like, "Oh, I'm in a relationship with Sun," and this obviously makes Jiro mad. But yeah, I'm in a new game now, so we'll just skip over that. But yeah, obviously this not only surprises Jiro, but also surprises Hazuki. And what is it? So they're like, well, Hazuki is the one doing most of the explaining. And then he's like asking Pansy, like, okay, why did this happen? You know, like Pansy just explains that, oh, you know, what is his name? What's Homeboy's name? Sun convinced her again and saying that if he wins the match, you know, if he wins the match, then can Pansy, you know, date him? She's like, yeah, sure, why not? And then obviously this shocks everyone, and then Pansy tells Jiro to like just F off, you know, and to never come back to the library again. And then she's like, okay, you know what? If that's what you want, if that's what you truly want, then okay, I'll just leave. And then, you know, Jiro leaves. And so he leaves for a bit. He's all stressed out. Everyone's saying, what happened to you? You know, like, you're usually not like this. So, you know, just come back and be your old self. You know, and then everyone is trying to encourage him. And the one that gave him that push is the girl that said that she'll do anything for Jiro. So Jiro finally gets back on his feet and, you know, comes back to the library, and Pansy is like happy to see him, right? And then I'm pretty sure this is the part where Jiro is like, okay, I'll make a suggestion. Since Pansy obviously doesn't like you, I have a suggestion to make. Oh my god. Already? Nice. Since you're my friend, I challenge you. And then Hazuki is like, okay, you know what? You're my friend. I want to see what the challenge is, right? So he's like, I accept the challenge. And obviously, knowing Jiro is some fucked up shit, Jiro's like, okay. The challenge is, it's something about berets, and I collect them all from the girls. Obviously, there's like 6 of them. So, and the challenge is that, okay, each girl will give a beret to either Jiro himself or Hazuki. And basically, what the berets are for is basically a vote saying that, okay, if you want to see Pansy with Hazuki, then you give your beret to Hazuki, and if you want your beret to be with Jiro, then you'll give your beret to Jiro, right? And they make up a whole list of rules and blah blah to make it even, because they know that Jiro is a scumbag, and that he'll probably come up with something sneaky, right? And then, yeah. So after seeing this, what is it? Himawari and Cosmos end up giving the beret to, guess who? Hazuki. And then this completely shocked me because I was like, what? I thought, you know, I thought you girls wanted to be friends, or yeah, you girls are friends of Pansy and obviously want to be with what's his name, Jiro, right? And then, but you know, the reason is kind of justified, I guess, and that's because since they like Jiro, they want to have a chance with him, and obviously Pansy is the one who's in the way, so they have to get rid of Pansy first if they want to be with Jiro. So it's like, okay, you know, it makes sense, I guess. And another rule is that this will happen during the girls had a choice to give the berets either during that moment or during the baseball game. There's another rule added, which is that if homeboy's son wins the baseball game with if he wins the baseball game, then Jiro gets another beret. But if son loses the baseball game, Hazuki gets a point. Right? So this is basically now the end of the episode, or the end of the anime. Jiro's buying some time, avoiding. And another thing is that what is it? In order to get the berets, oh my god, both Jiro and Hazuki have to be like, I guess, together, or like face together, or just together, right? They have to meet up and shit. So that happens, and Jiro, knowing how he is, he's trying to buy time to like figure out a way how to like avoid all this, right? But he meets up with Pansy and saying that, oh, give me your beret, since obviously you love me, and what is it? And you don't want to be with Hazuki. But then Pansy is like, okay, then what am I to you? And obviously he doesn't have an answer, so she ends up not giving his beret to him, right? Her beret to him, right? So yeah, that happens. And then, both of them end up seeing Hazuki is basically going towards Pansy, right, from the benches or something like that. So obviously Jiro is like, oh well, you know what? I'll just run away so that Pansy doesn't end up giving the beret to Hazuki just in case, right? He runs away, and then as he runs away, he meets up with Hazuki again, and then Jiro's like, wait, weren't you just with Pansy? He's like, yeah, but what is it? I wanted to talk to you first, or something like that, right? But obviously, something quote-unquote came up. So while Jiro's trying to buy some time and all that, or trying to run away, there's this, like, little girl who got lost and is trying to find her mom. So he's like, oh my gosh, I don't have the time for this. But he, regardless, ends up helping the little girl. Momo is the one that finds him, and then he asks Momo if, she can give her beret to him, and he's like, why would I if, I'm trying to support Hazuki. And then Momo tries to call Hazuki to come over so that she can give her beret to him, but Jiro comes up with a plan, just straight up touches freaking Momo's tits, and then obviously she gets mad and saying, Momo just ends up slapping Jiro, and then Jiro finally runs away because he finally got the chance, since everyone's looking, right? So yeah, that happens, and then let's see, he also ends up meeting with Cosmos and Himawari, and then they hold him down and saying, okay, we'll just call Hazuki. But then he finds a way to escape. That happens. He finds another little girl that's also, crying and saying, I forgot what it was, but yeah, she just ends up crying. And he's like, okay, I'll help you. Everyone finally meets up. The favors are not looking good to Jiro, right? And then, what is it? So Jiro basically came up with a plan, which is that everyone he came in contact with, even Chiharu, yeah, that's his name. So during all of that, when he met up with everyone else before 101, what's his name? Jiro met up with Chiharu once, right? Yeah. This plan is basically that everyone he saw beforehand, he gave a beret to them and said, oh, you know what? I'm in a bit of a, I have something going on, but just give me your beret when you have time, you know. So the two little girls and the mom, or yeah, that he helped, what is it? Show up, and they gave a beret to him. Why is this happening? Yeah, and then Chihiro also gives her beret to him. So now it's like an even tie, right? But what's his name? Homeboy Hazuki came up with the same plan, but only his is more effective. Why? Because every girl that he knows, and there's like a whole bunch of them, came up to him and gave berets to him. So obviously, this doesn't look good, right? I think the score was like the score is like 98 to something, right? So obviously, this is not good, you know, and all hope seems to be lost. But Cosmos and Himawari are like, that's not fair, blah blah blah, and then they try to like change the rules now, but what's his name? Hazuki's like, no, you made up the rules. These are the rules, and you can't, you know, basically take back or whatever. You can't take back the berets and whatever, right? So yeah, all hope seems to be lost. But then Jiro basically came up with one last plan, and this is his trump card. Now, right, what is it? He did a similar thing, right? He basically called his best friend's son came and said, "Oh, you know what? You're in a bind." And what is it? So son basically called up all the supporters from the game, the baseball game, and said, "Oh, just give your beret to, you know, Jiro." And they don't know what's going on, but they're like, "Okay, we'll just go with it." So yeah, that happens. Now it's basically even now, like 98 to 98. And so since Sun is there, they're like, okay, what was the score? Who won, right? You know, Sun and his team won, right? So, you know, that means that Jiro is the one who won and blah blah. But the final decision goes up to what's it called? Pansy, because she didn't give her beret to anyone else, right? And so Hazuki is like, you know, I guess basically begging to Pansy, saying, "Oh, give me your beret," and then blah blah, and then she's like, "No," and then she ends up giving her beret to Jiro because again, she really loves him, and you know that's sweet and all. This obviously puts Hazuki in a state of shock, and then the two girls just end up dragging him around, just end up dragging him away, and yeah. To get to the final bit of the episode, it's very wholesome, right? So at literally the last few episodes of the episode, Pansy and Jiro are like in a park, right? And they're in the park talking and all that stuff, and then Pansy just ends up saying that, "You know I love you very much, right?" And then Jiro just stays silent for a bit, and as they're walking, Jiro looks up at the sky and says, "The moon is very beautiful, isn't it?" And obviously, I guess in Japanese, or I guess in Japan, when it comes to them, whenever someone says that, I guess it's like also a confession, or saying the other person that you also love them. So yeah, it's like, again, this whole scene was very wholesome. So about, you know, the characters, I already gave my opinions on some of them. Especially Himawari and Cosmos. I like them and all, but at the same time I don't, just because again they treated Jiro just like someone to have access to a son, so you know they can end up with him. So you know I like them, but I also don't like them. Hina, you know, she's very sweet and all, but the thing is that, like, you know, she fucked up her chance because of what she did to Jiro. You know, like if someone did that to me, obviously I won't forgive him. Like, no, fuck that. Now for Mayama, just because she's like follows a trope with the anime girls and stuff, like no. Like it can be cute and all, but it's just like no. That's why we have what's her name, baby girl Nino from the Quintessential Quintuplets, because although she kind of follows the trope, she kind of also doesn't. Like she straight up told, also spoilers, if you haven't read or Quintessential or watched the Quintessential Quintuplets, it's also a great anime too, in my opinion. She straight up just confessed to what's his name, forgot his name, but the main character of that show or anime. But yeah, that's why she's the best out of everyone who kind of is like similar. But yeah, when it comes to Mayama, you know, it's whatever, right? Now, Pansy and Yuki. Pansy and Yuki, definitely the best girls in this anime. Yeah, they're just very sweet. They really care about Juro. And yeah, you know, they also just straight up confessed to him, like, out of nowhere. Right, so they definitely have more courage than any of the other girls. And honestly, yeah, it sucks that you know, Chihiro isn't with doesn't get her chance with Juro, but you know, yeah, I mean it'll be a hard choice. But now let's talk about Juro's best friend. Juro, well, let's first talk about Juro, right? Now Juro, there were so many times where I didn't like him, but because the anime was so funny and sometimes how he acted too, it's like, you know, he also made me like him. So it's like a like and dislike whenever it comes to him. You know, of course, whenever he got, I guess, bullied and whatnot, and people kept judging him for like the false allegations and all that stuff. Like, he didn't do anything. It's like, yeah, he just didn't do anything. I don't know why, especially when he has a twisted side too. It's like, come on, dude, grow some balls now. But yeah, but like I said, he's also very funny. So that's the only reason why he's likable, is because he's very funny. Now let's talk about Sun. At first, oh my gosh, you have no idea how much I hated him, because he straight up betrayed freaking fucking Juro, right? And I did not like that one bit. It's like, bro, he did all this shit for you, and yet this is how you fucking pay him back? Like, what the hell, man? It's like, no. If I was Juro, I would have been mad, but then again, well, this also reminded me of something. So I was just happy that everyone finally got, or was able to make up and stuff. So yeah, so he kind of redeemed himself after his fuck up, and I kind of understand too, because what is it? He was very jealous of Juro because every girl that he liked, which is just two, I guess, ended up liking Juro. I understand that. And then he ends up, at the end, he also says that he's very jealous that Juro has all these girls and whatnot. So, like, I can understand, too. But, like, I'm just glad he redeemed himself, right? Hazuki, I just don't like Hazuki. He's a fucking bitch. I'm gonna just go ahead and say this straight up. Like, no. He put up, like, the whole nice guy, show, and then he showed his true self. He's kind of just as twisted as Juro, but way worse, I guess. And then the two other girls, I just don't like them either, because they're also dumb as fuck. Like, I'm sorry, like, I know girls and boys, or guys and girls are different when it comes to, like, love and shit, but, like, honestly, no, it's just like they're dumb. Like, Hazuki fight like he straight up just ratted himself out, and then they still end up like being by his side. Like that makes no fucking sense. You know. So yeah. That's, overall, the anime, I'll give it like a good 8 out of 10, just because there was a lot of funny moments and stuff. And there was a lot of, I mean, yeah, just the whole like bench in the baseball trope that the anime had was so fucking hilarious. Yeah, it definitely deserves a high score for that. But when it comes to the actual anime and stuff, like there was a lot of wholesome moments. One son, Himawari, Cosmos, and what is it, Jiro all finally made up. Like that was really wholesome. And then just like talking, hanging out, having a good time was very wholesome. The backstory with Hassan, and I guess him finally like accepting himself for who he is and all that stuff was very wholesome. Having Jiro's back at like the times he needed towards the end was very wholesome. And then the Jiro with Pansy was also. So yeah, it's there's that. And yeah, that's all I really had to say. So I definitely recommend watching the anime. I am so sorry this damn thing came out to be long as hell. I didn't mean to, but like I said, when it comes to things that I'm genuinely passionate about or really love, especially when it comes to anime, manga, and all that, or sometimes art too, or video games, I just tend to rant about it for a very long, not rant, I mean like talk about it for a very long time. So yeah, yeah, that's one of my final thoughts. I definitely recommend watching the anime. It's very funny, very wholesome. There's a lot of, you know, depending on your like of the characters or of characters, you may dislike or may like the characters in this anime, or how the anime is too. It's like you may or may not like this anime, but overall I give it a 8 out of 10. You know, I definitely recommend it to people. So yeah. If you like this video, give it a like, share, subscribe. Don't forget to turn on your notification bells. And if this is actually something you're genuinely interested in, or this is something for whoever's watching, if you actually like this, maybe I'll do more of this, you know, just talk about anime or video games too. And yeah, you know, this has been KC signing off.